I started thinking Gulati hit ho gayi, hit ho gayi, hit ho gayi. Ritesh started doing Lavani. Vidya was actually not even a girl. Vidya is a guy. She was always a guy. You know, I think Siddharth Roy Kapoor also knows he married a guy.
They say imitation is the best form of flattery, so I'll borrow his lines. Hi, मैं हूँ आपका host and दोस्त गौरांग चौहान from Bollywood Life. And if you still didn't get the hint, I'm with filmmaker, film critic, actor, dancer, and the host and dost of India, Sajid Khan.
Well, you got it right on the filmmaker buff, filmmaker and film buff. You didn't say film buff, but I'm
Film buff, yeah, that's...
Dancer, I used to at one time at Thakur Sahab ki Haveli. If the money was right, then the steps were tight. So, but critic, yeah, I was a critic. I think everybody is a critic today. Yeah. Anybody who goes and watches a movie. And you did it pretty well, yeah. That host and dost Sajid Khan was a very filmy way of saying, वो बाग भी क्या जिसमें माली नहीं, वो घर भी क्या जिसमें घर वाली नहीं, वो होठ भी क्या जिसमें लाली नहीं, और वो महफिल भी क्या जिसमें आपके host and dost साजिद खान के लिए ताली नहीं. So I used to do that, and I used to get the talis at that time, you know. But it just coined a phrase, you know, and it just stuck with me, host and dost.
But dancer bottles, I've seen that video of yours you shared where you were dancing.
That was in college. That was in college. I used to do robotics, and we used to do break dancing and all. But then when you leave dancing, you put on weight, yeah. So, and I've put on weight here. I wish I can go back to dancing here. I don't think I'm that nimble-footed anymore. I'm just heavy-footed. Mera pav bhari ho gaya.
So, 10 years of Heyy Babyy.
Yes.
24th August 2007, the film released, right? And it's been 10 years.
And I danced.
You danced?
Milap Zaveri, the writer, Ritesh Deshmukh, one of the heroes, and me. We went to see it in the morning with a camera crew and the making of the film and all. Then we stayed back in PVR to see the audience reaction, and when the 1:30 show got over, the morning ka show, and the people came out, they were smiling and laughing and talking. Okay. And Ritesh, me and Milap, we were sliding in the CD, PVR ki CD, we were standing over there, and we were very excited. And we started dancing. I started thinking, Gulati hit ho gayi, hit ho gayi, hit ho gayi. Ritesh started doing Lavani. Milap started dancing. Then Milap started crying.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a hit after 2 years. And we started dancing, hit ho gayi. So people started looking at director, hero, pagal ho gaye, dance kar rahe PVR mein.
They joined you?
No, we were just very happy. We were just happy that shit, our film has worked and people have liked it, you know.
So how was it? You are a movie buff. You have seen films since childhood. You have seen films in theater. You have, you know, clapped. How was the experience when you saw other people clapping on your film? It's
the greatest high, trust me, and that is also the greatest low when people walked off angry after Himmat Wala, or after Hum Shakals, and that just took a piece away from my heart, because I guess however hard I've worked in Heyy Babyy, I've worked as equally or more harder in any of the other films. But I guess such is life. Disappointments come and go. Yeah. So you have to move on, and you have to try your level best to make sure that the public who buy the ticket, they don't feel disappointed with what they've come to see.
True.
You know, and I think I've let them down in my last 2 films, and my attempt will be never to do that again.
So this was on the day of release that you were dancing. Do you remember what was your thought process in the morning, maybe at 7 or in the night, a day before the release, that okay, my film is finally releasing tomorrow?
Yeah, what had happened, there was a trial kept for some trade pundits 2 days ago. Okay. And they were not very fond of me because I used to be a trade pundit myself on my TV shows.
True.
So the film industry was not very happy to see the film do well, because it was being directed by Sajid Khan, a guy everybody had on the hit list, you know. कि इसको तो एक दिन पकड़ के मारेंगे. हाँ, इसको तो मारेंगे. ये हमारी पिक्चरों का मजाक उड़ाता है. So when those trade pundits liked it, that time Sajid Nadiadwala and I, like, we heaved a sigh of relief, you know. And finally, when the critics and the whole media and the trade and the people saw it and they started liking it, that's where the confidence started coming. Okay, finally, okay, the film has been accepted. Heyy Babyy is a slightly outlandish title.
Okay, yeah.
It's a very cool title, you know. It's a very niche metro title, you know. Yeah. And the film also worked in interiors because of the emotions attached to it. I guess had it just been an out-and-out comedy, it wouldn't have been loved or remembered. It was actually a family drama with spurts of comedy in it.
So what was your fondest memory, if you can, top of the mind, while shooting the film?
Heyy Babyy?
Yeah.
The first day. The first day which I directed, which was actually the day number 4. Okay. First 3 days, Farah directed the songs. Okay. So I was just getting used to the feel. This was also told to me by my elder brother and producer who made me a director, Sajid Nadiadwala. He told me, first day you don't shoot. you'll be very nervous. Get used to the hang of the shooting because you've never even assisted anybody.
Yeah.
Let Farah do the song. You just be around, be with the actors, you know, just understand.
Okay.
And then the fourth day you take your scene. So after I took the first shot and I said okay, and then we went and checked it on the video, tears just started rolling down, you know. They just started rolling down. And then Akshay came and hugged me, and Ritesh came and hugged me, and Fardeen came and hugged me, and Nadiad came and hugged me, and Arbaz had come all the way. Then Milap came, and we all, and then we clicked a photograph together. I think somewhere the real friendship also got portrayed on screen.
On screen.
Yeah. Including Nadiad's and mine, you know.
Do you remember when the movie had, when the first trailer was dropped and people, did you hear any people like, hey, Sajid ki to flop hone wali hai, ye Sajid?
No, aisa nahi. On the contrary, it was, see, there are two different factions over here.
Okay.
One is the trade, the film industry, and one is the real world out there.
Okay.
The real world out there will always be interested in watching my film.
Yeah, real.
They don't give a damn about critics, and they don't give a damn about my status within the film industry. They have invested enough in me over the years as a host and host, who's brought entertainment to them like a public servant. I'm a public servant. You know, whenever the public will ask me to do any kind of entertaining service, whether it is coming and dancing outside Ganesh Chaturthi or whether it is coming and doing a child ka mundan, I will come and entertain because that is my job.
Okay.
And I've always lived my life like that. So even when I make my films, I think strictly from the people's perception point of view of what the public who are buying the tickets, what will they expect from this movie. That is where I think I went wrong with my last two films.
Okay.
Are you understanding?
Yeah.
So, it's not about कि when Heyy Baby's trailer came out, people said ये picture flop होने वाली है. On the contrary, people were very surprised.
Yeah.
कि अच्छा साजिद खान ने पिक्चर बनाई तो मजेदार होगी.
हाँ,
The public perception.
Yeah.
The trade was साजिद खान ने पिक्चर बनाई ना, flop होनी चाहिए, flop होनी चाहिए.
Exactly.
This was the trade.
हाँ.
अपने आप को क्या समझता है? So I was fighting animosity. In fact, Heyy Babyy, you'll be very surprised, had got only 15 to 20% good reviews. It had got 80% very bad reviews.
Okay.
So that has been the story of my life.
You also managed to get Shah Rukh Khan for that Mast Kalandar song.
Yeah, it was very sweet and very nice of him to do that, you know. His guest appearance made a huge pump up to the song. You know, although people knew that he's not part of the film, but that song by itself was a killer track by Shankar Ehsaan Loy, Mast Kalandar.
Yeah.
And when Shah Rukh and Akshay danced together, that was a big high. It was
because we have seen Shah Rukh and Akshay in Dil To Pagal Hai, but this was different.
Yeah.
This was like two superstars for the first time
doing it together,
doing dancing and all,
and also in the song somewhere competing for the same girl, you know that.
Exactly. Everyone was aware of your comical side in the film. Usually, like on TV, they have seen you. What surprised most, and like I'm a movie for me, was the pre-climax and climax where it was all emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was taken surprise. Like Sajid Khan can make people cry. I've seen people crying in theaters and shedding tears.
I know. I also feel, you know, Gaurang, what's very important is you have to be, you have to be very convinced about what you're doing.
Yeah.
What do actors follow? What does a producer follow? What do audiences follow? They eventually follow what you are trying to convince them of. If you are on shaky grounds, कि ये करें कि नहीं करें, अच्छा थोड़ा ह्यूमर डालें इसमें, अच्छा कॉमेडी रखें ये सीन में और इमोशन थोड़ा हैवी हो रहा है, then people don't have that kind of faith in you. I was extremely convinced that when the baby says dada in the end and the three of them turn, that she's mouthed her first words and she's not said mom, she said dad.
Yeah.
The audience will be just jolted, you know, and that for me was the big high of the film, you know. If the film worked, I promise you it did not work because of the comedy. It did not work because of the songs. It worked because of those emotional key moments which most parents, young parents also identified with.
What was the best compliment you remember you received for the film?
Yeah, I've not received too many compliments in my life.
For that film as well as for any of the film, the best compliment?
I cried a lot when, for me it was more not just proving a point to the audience. Yeah, I've entertained you on TV all these years, but let me also now make a film and entertain you in a bigger way. But also proving a point to my best friend Sajid Nadiadwala, who had, I take his name again and again because he was also very responsible in me becoming a director.
True.
And one must never forget that.
Yeah.
I was very, very emotionally touched when after the first trial we were coming back in the night. Then we went to Marriott, which like we always used to do, and sit over there and eat sandwiches and have milkshakes, smoke a few cigarettes outside and then come back home and then go to sleep saying good night and then wake up first thing in the morning and talk to each other. But after that trial, when we were coming back, just him and me, he just hugged me when we got done. He said, I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. He says, irrespective of whatever the fate of this film is at the box office, I am very happy that my company has made this film. I just burst into tears because I felt that couldn't have been a greater compliment for me at that time.
After the release, I remember Vidya Balan was not happy with her
hairdo
and her
designs,
and she was vocal about it.
My fault. I think what happened is we were shooting in Gold Coast, and we had that location only for half a day. And the outfits which Manish had sent for her had stayed back in Brisbane. और गोल्ड कोस्ट में ज़्यादा स्टोर्स नहीं खुले थे. So she sent her assistant manager to go and pick out a couple of dresses, and the assistant manager got a couple of dresses which were not very good to look at. They were quite tacky, but she wore it now, poor girl, because we were losing the location. So that was one outfit where she got a lot of negative compliment, and that unfortunately that dress also became part of continuity. It went on for 2 more scenes. So people said, yeah, she's very badly dressed. Otherwise she was not badly dressed in the film, she just a couple of places. So that's my fault.
So what is 10 years down the line, what is the equation with her now?
It's absolutely fine. I mean, I love Vidya. And Vidya was actually not even a girl. Vidya is a guy. She was always a guy. I think Siddharth Roy Kapoor also knows he married a guy. She's the boy. She was one of the boys. And the kind of camaraderie that we had with Vidya was super. Vidya, I love you. You will always be my most favorite.
You told me about the worst criticism you received for Himmat Wala.
Yes.
What was for Heyy Babyy that you received, and did it affect you that time?
10 minutes of great cinema spread over 2.5 hours of shit.
Oh shit.
And brackets written baby shit.
Oh.
That was one review. I then stopped reading reviews.
So do you remember who wrote it?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
But I stopped reading reviews. The first day, my mum always reads the reviews and she see what this has written. See, almost like a report card hota na bachche ka. Tumko Hindi mein itna mila hai, maths mein itna mila. I said, Mom, don't read. So, I just stopped reading reviews after that.
Oh. Many are of opinion, even I saw that the Heyy Babyy was Fardeen Khan's best performance ever.
I would like to think so, but I think he was damn good in...
no, he was good in Dev, he was good in
Dev, Jungle. He was very good in No Entry.
No Entry, he was great.
But he worked very hard for Heyy Babyy. He worked because he mastered, and that was also something I had told him. People make fun, including me.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Kaisa hai tu? Tera anglicized Hindi hai. I said, let's make you Parimal Tripathi जो शुद्ध हिंदी बोलेगा, इतना शुद्ध जो सबके सर के ऊपर से. So he worked very hard on that. He called mushroom soup kukurmuta jhol.
That whole scene in the restaurant was.
He wanted to take a piss, इसमें मूत्र मुक्ति करके आऊँ. So that was what. So he worked very hard on that.
Even that scene, that car scene where he's like ये चलती कार में से उतर गया.
Yeah.
I remember people were in splits in theatre, and so he's been away from films for quite a few time now.
It's high time. He should come back.
So you think any chances of Heyy Babyy 2 to bring him back?
When we make Heyy Babyy 2 eventually, hopefully, inshallah, we should one day. But we should also do it at a time when the baby is now, actually she's 10.
Yeah.
When she's 14, 15, entering her teens, I think it would be a cooler film then for me to tackle a subject which I believe in and very close to my heart, is the lack of communication between teenagers and their parents.
Okay.
There's a lot to be said which is unsaid, and there's a lot of unsaidness which creates a lot of discomforting space between modern parents and their kids. There are truths and lies which are not spoken about, and there is the communication gap. Parents are worried about what their kids are going to be doing in school, college, who are they hanging out with, teenagers especially. Teenagers are worried what are the parents thinking about them. The pressures which teenagers have today, those pressures are unreal. They're humongous. I mean, I'm sure you must be meeting. I hang out with a lot of teenagers. Some of my assistants are in their late teens. Okay. So I know the kind of pressures teenagers go through. That would make a very challenging film for me to make and spice it up with humor like Heyy Babyy.
Yeah.